My name is Stephen Geddes. I'm a maintainer in Porter. Just a reminder, we are a CNCF project. That means we abide by the CNCF Code of Conduct. And Sarah is now joining, so I'll go ahead and I guess pass over to her. I was just getting it kicked off. I don't really have anything to go over, so I'll let you run here and I'll take notes.
Did you say the COC thing? Oh, look at you. Thank you so much. Cool. I don't have the HackMD open yet. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Cool. Does anyone have any agenda items? Kurt, I know you just sent me a issue. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, it was just some feedback from some team members who are building some bundles and working with some of the mixins that we have with Porter and some that we're creating. And they were just commenting that about the versioning of mixins. You know, you can version bundles in the porter.yaml, but not mixins. And they just found that they thought it might be better if you could specify the version in the porter.yaml of the mixin. Maybe be a little bit more similar to like a package manager, like NuGet or something. But that's the issue. I just wanted to get everyone's feedback on it first, if you think that's a valid request, and then you know, to start, just validate the request and then take it from there.
That's a very valid request because we ran into issues in the past, specifically with the Terraform mixin, where like a critical change that we needed to the Terraform mixin actually broke all Terraform running previous to like one version in 12 from being compatible with the Terraform mixin. So if we had the ability to specify mixin versions in the porter.yaml, we could ensure backwards compatibility when we make. And I'm getting ready to get a new Terraform mixin change in as well, which shouldn't break anything, but still, we should add some versioning support for mixins.
I guess we just figure out like if that would also install it, or maybe just say that you don't have the right version installed. Perhaps I don't know what the best implementation might be, given the current architecture of Porter, but or what might be easier. Yeah.
I guess what's the current behavior now if you ask for a mixin you don't have installed? Does it blow up or does it go and get it for you?
It yells. It just says like, no.
Yeah, I guess I'd vote for that.
But I think we would want to like pull it down. I've thought about this too. I've had like irritations around this behavior as well, where like I feel like if I specify a portal.yaml and you see that it is not found for that version, go pull it. I think the only thing that is worrisome is like, I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. Like if there's any like security concerns about pulling down mixins of certain versions and like, could that be a vulnerability thing? But like, honestly, maybe if they're verified Porter mixins, then it's fine. Or maybe like we add a thing for mixins where you specify like the domain or the URL that you need to pull from. And then that way you can ensure that you're pulling the mixin from the proper URL and not like some made up thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I guess,
maybe
okay.
some sort of checksum stuff as well, just in case.
Yeah.
So would we add it to the backlog and just see if it's something to be worked on? Maybe, you know, we could work on it, or, you know, or someone, but I don't know yet. But I think, yeah, what's the procedure if you think it's a valid backlog? Would you create the backlog item, or should I just
well, so I probably can't add it to 1.0 because, or 1.10 because it's like June. But I could assign it to whoever wants to work on it. So whether it's you or someone on your team, totally fair. And then that's it. You kind of just run with it. So this would, I'm sure that Steven's taking notes, but this would probably be a schema change because we would add like stuff into the mixin schema where either we're like saying like, here's the URL, or here's just like something to verify that we're pulling the mixin that you want. And that would be a schema change, but it's not that bad. And then other than that, you would just kind of run with it and add the logic to like pull down a mixin from that URL that you verified.
Okay.
Does that make, I haven't thought this through super hard,
Yeah,
just to be
maybe we
clarify.
can just,
But you could like follow like what I would do as like me is I would go see what Helm does and then just like copy a bunch of like whatever they're doing for their pooling logic. Because I would assume Helm is pretty safe. Does that make sense?
mhm.
We would probably want to make sure that we don't have like multiple mix-ins of different versions trying to do something like that with it too. So there might be additional check that we need. We have to look at how that
I
mix.
don't think you can install multiple versions, right? You just would have, actually, I mean, you do install a particular version of the Mixin, right? Or the latest, I guess, if you don't specify. I'm trying to remember when you do porter Mixin install. But you can specify the version there. But you won't, I mean, yeah, I guess I can easily check that. I don't think you can have multiple versions of the same Mixin, like you're saying, installed, right?
Yeah, I don't think you can now that I think about it. So we just need to be able to add an additional check. That's like at build time, what are you expecting this to be built against? What mix-in version?
Right. We have the version flag. I think it's if it's not found, what is that behavior? And it should be by default pull it, but adding some verification that we're pulling the right thing. Especially because mixins can be made by anyone. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a separate thing to tie it with whatever security mechanisms we're developing, but maybe obviously can't do that for our initial version, but maybe just some simple check, like you said, it's a valid location to download from or validate the hash of it. I think you do that anyway,
Yeah.
probably validate some kind of a hash. Well, I'm not sure. I know for bundles that's done. I'm not sure what happens with mixins.
I think I don't know if I'm confusing it, but I know we validate hash for, I think we do it for mixins. I need to go look at the code. I
Probably.
will also like put a to-do item for me to go look at the code and like reference the code in the issue. So that way you have a starting point.
Okay, that would be nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Cool.
Do you think they
Anyone
could be
else?
broken out into separate things? That maybe just version 1 is just you put the install version, you put the version in the YAML, and if it's not that, it just blows up and says, "Hey, no, this is wrong." And then another one is, "Cool, let me go and fetch that." I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
I
lazy.
was
I like doing small
thinking
things.
that too. That could be simple. Like if it blows up, then you just know you have to download it, I guess. Using the existing porter mix and install. That might be a simple start, like you said. But just fail. Yeah, but it would be nice if it downloaded it automatically, but that could be version 2.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I didn't have anything on my agenda item today. It's just been 110 planning. We've had a bunch of great fixes and great community participation. And then KubeCon planning. So we have currently a tutorial that we are doing with Backstack, and then we're doing a maintainers panel. But if anyone wants to submit talks for KubeCon, of course, just reach out. But did anyone have anything else that they'd like to bring up today?
I guess one question, one of the things slated for 110 is the
Yeah.
Porter archive failing on Windows bug.
Yep.
That PR is still open with the Google Go container registry. It's been there for like a month. I don't know how to chase it any more than I've chased it, and I don't want to pee them off by just hammering, bump at the bottom of it. But
Can
yeah.
you, I'm looking for the issue so that I can see if I can go hunt down 5 people. Okay. 2917. And
Yeah.
then
Last comment from me links to a PR.
this here. Perfect. There's no, well, it looks like someone exists.
Someone commented on it with, "Hey, why don't you try it this way?" I tried it and I didn't like it, and I preferred the way I'd done it. it seemed safer.
Who
They
are
were
the-
sort of, yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to see who the owners of this is so that we have a name to go off of and not just
Yeah.
like ambiguous. Because right now there's not even like any reviewers tagged on those PR, which like
No.
explains why, you know, you're not getting any reviews. Let's see. I will, there we go. Someone did something. Oh, yes. Okay. I can handle this. I am handling it right now. And getting that done. Okay, cool. Thank you. Last time I said I would look at it. I don't think I opened it. This time I actually did it. So thank you for bringing it up again. So that I actually went and like looked at things.
No, it's all good. It's
and-
just it's there on the 110 tracker. It's the
Yeah.
thing that I've my name's against, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm there just like
Give me a second. All right, I pinged the people directly that I saw on one merged review PR. Cool. Anything else? I think 110 is going pretty well. We got a lot of those docs fixes in. It's been like pretty smooth. I'm aiming mid-June, but if we do earlier, cool. I know that Kim's been working on the Canary pipeline forever, and I'd like to see that passing before we do a release, but also the Canary pipeline has issues. But I honestly don't have a lot today. So if everyone's good, then we could go fight win. Also, oh, side note is we're going to start this week on my to-do list is for us to start doing the incubation checklist. So if you are an adopter or you're a potential adopter, but if you're an adopter that I do not know, I think I know most of our adopters, I might be reaching out for you to talk to the CNCF about your use case. They just like verify that you've adopted the project and I'm not like making it up. So if you're comfortable with that, or let me know. Sound good? Cool.
Yep.
Cool. Oh, and Stephen, from the operator side, how are things before we end?
Yeah, there's a work going on for the deletion policy stuff, which is good. So Troy's got a PR up for that. I got a little bit of feedback, but that should go pretty quick. We're figuring out how to get the GRPC server integrated into the operator deployment. What we ended on is because the GRPC server is critical for outputs functionality to work in the operator, that it's going to be part of the operator installer bundle. But if you install the operator on your own, you're going to have to make sure that you also install the GRPC server. So that's going to be the first pass. We may come back and revisit that and make that part of the actual controller manager to manage the GRPC server, but that just didn't feel like the right spot initially. So we're going to make sure it's part of the official operator install path and then get some, usage feedback on how that works. So that should be, I'm hoping to get that this weekend, get that merged in. Brian's got a PR out. I got some feedback on that as well. And then the last issue we wanted to get into the 1.1 was, what was it? Oh, it was updates. So I'll take a look this weekend at output updates and make sure that we at least capture what we need to fix for that. But we should be good to have all those three things, which is what we wanted. And we need to, I need to sync with you, Sarah, and make sure that we have the GRPC server image also being built for Porter so that because right now I think we had a single out of band release for the GRPC server, but we, making sure that we put that into the pipeline as well. Let me note that.
Cool. That's also some work that someone could pick up too, is just adding like a cutting the release for the GRPC server into the GitHub workout flows. Sorry, my brain just like stopped like chugging. That would be a good you just update this like workflows action. Cool. And it's not very like code heavy because it's all YAML-y. So So maybe we can make an issue for that too, to see if anyone wants to pick it up.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
I'll
say, if you raise an issue, I will absolutely forget before the evening's over. But if there's an issue, I'll
Yeah.
have a look.
Yeah,
No,
I'll create.
Cool. Cool. All right, sounds good. Next time, because like we don't have a bunch of agenda items, etcd, what they do is they just like do like a triage. So they like pick out certain issues and then they're like, okay, who wants it? And then they talk about the issue. So next time I will do that to see if that's like something the community would be receptive to, and maybe it helps drive more action if they're people aren't feeling like I don't know what's prioritized and that kind of stuff. Sound good? Cool. All right. Thank you all. Have a good
Yes.
rest of your Thursday.
You too.
Cheers,
Bye.
guys. See you soon.